Rachel is escorted by her parents, Mary and Brian. Rachel has been cheering on the hockey team for 3 years, and her favorite memory is making blankets and playing Mario after practice with her team. Next year, Rachel plans to study psychology and continue on with cheering. Congratulations to senior cheerleading captain, Rachel Cadle. Now let's welcome to the ice senior cheerleader, Lauren Martin. Escorted by her parents, Marie and Chris. Lauren has been a hockey cheerleader for 2 years. Her favorite memory is dancing and making TikToks with her team. Next year she plans to go to college for business, become a licensed nail technician, and even open her own salon. Congratulations to senior cheerleader, Lauren Martin. Let's welcome to the ice senior team manager, Daisha Roberts. She'll be escorted by her friend, Tiana Smith. As team manager for the past 2 seasons. Her favorite food is Taco Bell, and her favorite show to binge watch is Criminal Minds. When Daisha isn't at the rink, she loves exploring nature. Her plans for high school are undecided at this time, but with her work ethic, anything is possible. Congratulations to senior team manager, Daisha Roberts. And now for our players, let's begin with senior captain and defenseman number 10, Nate Cleansing. He is escorted by his parents, Andy and Matt. Nate has been playing hockey for 14 years. Nate's favorite fast food is Chipotle, and his favorite show to binge watch is Ozark. When Nate isn't playing hockey, you will typically find him on the golf course. Nate's plans next year are to attend Minnesota State Mankato. He's done a great job as Cardinals captain. Let's give a warm round of applause for senior captain, Nate Cleansing. Let's welcome to the ice, number 17, Nick Espinoza. Escorted by his parents, Pete and Colleen. Nick has been playing hockey for 12 years. His favorite fast food is DQ, and his favorite show to binge watch is Family Guy. When Nick isn't playing hockey, he loves playing video games. Nick plans to attend Votech School next year. Congratulations to senior Nick Espinoza. Let's welcome senior defenseman number 25, Gavin Anderson. He's escorted by his parents, Mike and Summer. Gavin has been playing hockey for 14 years. His favorite fast food is McDonald's, and his favorite show to binge watch is the BS Game Show. When Gavin isn't on the ice, you'll find him racing dirt bikes. Next year, he plans to attend Park University in Arizona. Congratulations, senior Gavin Anderson. Now let's welcome number 27, Mikey Alton. Mikey is escorted by his parents, Chris and Jill. Mikey's been playing hockey for 5 years. His favorite fast food is Raising Cane's, and his favorite show to binge watch is Stranger Things. When Mikey isn't playing hockey, he loves working out. At this point, Mikey's plans for next year are undecided. Let's give a big round of applause to senior Mikey Altman. Up next, let's welcome senior forward number 36, Peyton Leet. Escorted by his parents, Corey and Lindsay. Peyton has been playing hockey for 13 years. His favorite food is Jimmy John's, and his favorite show to binge watch is The Office. Peyton's favorite hobby outside of hockey is mountain biking. He plans to attend the University of Minnesota at Rochester next year. Congratulations to senior Peyton Leet. Let's welcome to the ice senior goalie number 33, Bennett Moe. Bennett is escorted by his mother, Jenny. Bennett has been playing hockey for 12 years. His favorite fast food is Chipotle, and his favorite show to binge watch is Family Guy. When Ben will be attending Fort Benning in Georgia for basic training in the Army National Guard, and after that, he will go on to active duty. Congratulations, senior Bennett Moe. And a warm congratulations to all players, managers, and cheerleaders, everyone involved with Coon Rapids hockey. Congratulations and thank you. This ends our senior night ceremony.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coon Rapids Ice Center for CTN Light coverage of boys high school hockey. It's senior night for the Cardinals as they host Northwest Suburban Conference rival Blaine. Joe Yund, Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, Bengals have a long history of dominance over this Coon Rapids program, but this is an opportunity for the Cardinals to flip the script.
They're struggling this year. Really only 3 wins on the season, and they're really struggling scoring goals, only 20 total over the course of this season. So the Cardinals are coming in here tonight, Joe, with an opportunity. You know, they've been struggling themselves to score, with an opportunity to see if they can get that, especially when that first line is out on the ice, and get those guys active and get them scoring again, because those guys have been struggling as well in the last number of games.
Just 2 goals in the last 3 games total for Coon Rapids, both scored by Nick Espinoza.
Yep.
Cardinals win the draw, play it in deep. It's covered up by the keeper, Spaniel. And a face-off to his left.
When I talked to head coach Trevor Fishman, the Blaine coach, he said the strength of their team is in net. You know, they feel that their goaltending is really strong, but the support hasn't been there in front of them.
Alphen battling on the draw, knocked to the ice. Bengals gain possession, cross-ice pass. Lions able to dig it out of his skates and get it in deep. Klinzing tried to leave it there. Lions tried to center. Alphen cuts it off. Espinoza fans on the pass attempt, now able to get it across. Poke check missed for Caden Parent, and it got through, but Parent able to recollect. Skate to the other end, swept away from him by Klinzing into the corner. He bumps. Alphen gets it to Espinoza off the board, gets it back to Alphen, skating through center. Gets the line across the top of the circles. He's hooked, and Coon Rapids will get an early power play as Grant Nadolny clearly got a stick into the hands, and right in front of the official, pretty easy call, less than a minute into the contest.
Yeah, an opportunity for Coon Rapids to see what they can do on their first power play chance of the evening.
Well, and Coon Rapids started that second line with Alphen, Golan, and Espinoza, so the top power play unit is fresh for this power play early on. Alphen sweeps it to Tyson. Tyson lost the handle, and that allows for the clear, but it hits somebody in the bench or the side of the glass, I'm not sure, but out of play, so face-off back in the Bengals end.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that top line, that Bowden, Barsness, and Tyson, they've been scoring quite a lot of goals here, but all 3 of them in a bit of a slump, and that's one of the reasons that Coach Frock put them together. So let's see if they can get each other out of those slumps.
Bowden trying to dig it free. It's taken away by Jorgensen. He leaves it back behind. Gilbertson wings it around and out. Bresnahan at center. Turns it up ice for the Cardinals. Kind of handcuffed Barsness. Flipped back out to center by the Bengals. Tyson back into the Coon Rapids end for Barsness. And now Tyson down the right wing. Gets the corner, centers. That was deflected, broken up, taken away by Ben Lyons, and Lyons will skate. Dump it right in on Durkop. And he gives chase, gets there first. Trying to dump it back in. Bowden can't get it out. Zach Triplett on it in the far side. Played out front, and Durkop had trouble with it. Lyons was right there looking for the rebound. But the Cardinals able to get to center. Alphen across the line. Over for Tyson. Tried to give it back to Bowden. That didn't click, and it's cleared the length of the ice. Only 35 seconds left on the power play. The best opportunities yet are for the shorthanded Bengals.
Yeah, good job by Parent to clear that puck down the ice.
Barsness will circle the net. Try to center, ran into blue sticks, and it's cleared the length by Wilson Goose. Bresnahan stops up. 10 seconds left. The pass behind Golan. Bengals turn it around and dump it in on Durkop. Left there for Bresnahan. And a successful kill for the Bengals. Cardinals unable to get a shot on goal. with the advantage. Flipped out to center. Shaughnessy trying to get around Cleansing but can't. Recovers it in the corner. Centers nobody home. From the point, the shot right into the midsection of Durkop. Blake Sutherland just snapped it. Not a lot on it.
Nope.
But got it in on him quickly.
Well, an easy save for Durkop is to just make sure he brought it in and forcing that face-off to his right. Yeah, just one shot on goal here for the Cardinals early on. 4 for the Bengals.
Hazelwood able to win the draw. Bush plays it out to center. Rising will send it in deep for the Cardinals. Spaniel stops it up behind the net, leaves it there for Sutherland. He's trying to get through traffic, played out to the line, but held there by Cleansing. Rising between a couple of Bengal players. Hazelwood tried to center. Good stick check by Spaniel. That one off the side of the cage. Recovered by Sutherland, and Sutherland gets to center and moves it along. Nathan Long into the zone, leaves it off. The shot by Nadolny. Pretty easy save with the stick by Durkop. Cleansing behind his own net for Coon Rapids. Looks up ice, has time, lost the handle, lost an edge, and Nadolny puts it back in deep. Bush's pass slowed by Triplett. Hazelwood able to get to center. Pass was behind Tyson, now cut off by Parent. Back the other way come the Bengals. Swung around. Tyson will take a big hit along the boards by Cody Adams. Lions back on the attack. Shot stopped by Durkop. Cleansing got under it a little too much, trying to play it off the boards and out, and instead into the student section. A souvenir, a break, and an opportunity to get some fresh legs on the ice.
Well, you touched on it earlier. So far, the 3-17 Bengals are outplaying the Cardinals here early on. And they certainly need a lift. They're looking to try and get out of their scoring drought, as I mentioned, but would certainly like to get a win. It's a big game, in terms of seedings.
Gilbertson dumps it in deep. Bresnahan behind his own net, chased by Goose. Plays it ahead. Alphin to Espinoza into the zone. He's bumped off it a bit as Sutherland recovers in the corner, or Gilbertson rather, in the corner. Espinoza had it momentarily. Alphin back out to the point. Novak gives it right back to him. Then it hops over Novak's stick out to center. Alphin will sweep it to Bresnahan. Bresnahan along the near boards. Sutherland couldn't control. Gilbertson doesn't get there in time, so Spaniel sends it around. This pass deflected through center by Shaughnessy. Bresnahan back to Golan at center. Across, Zach Novak down the right wing. Centers out front. Alphin a shot. And right into the midsection of Zane Spaniel. Best scoring chance for either team so far right there.
Yeah, again, alone in front of the net, had that opportunity, but right into the gut of Spaniel, and he's able to make sure he holds on to that for the save and force that face-off to his left.
Someone got an early start,
Yep.
So we'll try it again. Thomas Avery will step into the dot against Barsness. Long and Bowden getting a little warning for the stick checking before the puck drop. Win by Barsness. Bowden tried to get it down low to Bowden. Bowden recovers it but can't keep it in the zone. Back into his own end. Ahead for Barsness. Across. Tandon Bush into the zone. A shot saved by Spaniel. Cleansing comes way down past the hash marks. Will play it into the far corner. Bowden is squeezed there. Poke check by Tandon Bush. Lost his stick in the process. Trying to recover it. Bengals get it out to center. Poked free by Avery. Avery out front, long to the backhand, big save, rebound loose. And the Bengals poke it home. I didn't see who got it on the third try. Looks like it's Alex Dalk who finally put it home. A good move by Long, stopped by Durkop, but he couldn't find the rebound, and the Cardinals couldn't clear the bodies. Long comes and recovers the puck, because that is the first of the year for Alex Dalk.
Well, again, the Bengals have been pressuring and putting pressure on the Cardinal net. That time they were able to convert, and that's a big 1-0 lead for the Bengals. We talked about it. They've had trouble scoring goals, just 20 all season long. For them to be able to come out here and get that first goal.
Well, they've only had more than one goal in a game 4 times through 20 games. But they get the first one relatively early at 6:15. Triplet backhands it toward the net, covered up.
The Bengals out shooting the Cardinals 7-3 at this point.
Adams in the draw against Alphen for Coon Rapids. Linesman keeping an eye on Lyons and Espinoza behind him. Bresnahan swings it around, held at the far blue line by Anders Gilbertson. Cardinals will break it out near side instead, ahead for Golan. Golan shoots it wide. Alphen will try to send it back into the corner, knocked down out of the air by Sutherland. He gets it to the line and out. Novak back across for Bresnahan. Bresnahan will float it into the far corner. Espinoza had it poked away by Sutherland before he could get there. Bush across for Bresnahan. Bresnahan will dump it in. Cardinals have to tag up. Gives the Bengals an opportunity. Icing waved off as the stick check prevented a touch. Bengals get a line change. Cardinals look up ice. Caden Alphen into the zone. Can't find a way through the sticks. Sent back out to center. Goose pushes it in. Bush behind his own net. Taken off the puck by Jorgensen. Played back through the slot. Golan gets it to Alphen and the Cardinals. Back to the other end. Cleansing fires wide. Bush trying to send it toward the net. It was stopped up with the skates and then cleared out to center by Caleb Schwark. Cardinals dump it in. They get some fresh legs out there, but Blaine has plenty of opportunity to skate to center. Parent to the other end. Barsness sweeps it away from him, out of the reach of Avery behind the net. Barsness has it back. Barsness trying to weave through some traffic. Near side for Tyson. Tyson back to Barsness. Barsness bumped, and it's taken away by Nadolny. Nadolny to center. Had it poked away just as he hit the blue line, forcing the offside.
Yeah, Barsness trying to create an opportunity for himself, but good job by the Blaine defense to take it away.
Sutherland in his own end. Off the near boards, Bresnahan stops it up, carries in on the rush. Tried to drop it for Bowden, it was behind him. Taken away by Adams, who skates to center. Adams with a 3-on-2 at the line. He tried to drop it, slowed. Triplet gets a good shot off, saved by Durkop. Tyson played it ahead, went off a skate. Bowden recovers deep in the Bengal end. Had it poked off his stick by Lyons, recovered by Adams. He takes a hit, but able to get it back out to center. Novak at his own blue line. And that is going to be icing. Went right through Trent and Tyson, but he couldn't touch it as he was offside. So either way would have brought a faceoff back in the Coon Rapids end.
Yeah, Cardinals really just can't get anything going offensively yet. I mean, just 4 shots on goal, but they had one real good opportunity. And
then off the face-off,
yeah.
the Cardinal captain Nate Klinzing playing it in on Durkop himself.
Durkop saying, hey, I have enough trouble when the other team shoots it at me. So
just keeping him ready. Just keeping him, making
on
sure
his
he's
toes.
alert. Hold at the line by Parent, but the block by Espinoza carries to center. Espinoza delivers a solid hit right in front of the penalty box, putting Schwartz to the ice. One-touch pass from Espinoza. Alphen is in, troubled, and just dumps it in deep. Espinoza will play it back down low. Golan pinched there by Parent, recovered by Goose, who plays it up the near boards for Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy flips it out to the middle. Espinoza back for Bush as the Cardinals regroup in their own end. Pass in the skates of Alphen, deflected ahead, comes right back to him. Caden Alphen looking for a hole. Trying to find a way through the blue jerseys, has it swept off his stick by Schwark. Golan tied up with Shaughnessy along the near boards. Parent controls for the Bengals. Parent ahead for Long, couldn't handle it. Bresnahan turns it around. Golan across. Espinoza had his stick tied up. Puck comes free. Golan looking for the top of the crease, and Espinoza just couldn't quite get a stick to it. Bengals able to clear it all the way down. Bresnahan looks up ice and then reverses it for Zach Novak. Ahead, Hazelwood couldn't control. Sutherland across. Gilbertson gets it out to center. Spa turns it around for the Cardinals. Rising comes up with the loose puck and just dumps it in deep. Sutherland behind the net, troubled by Spa, gets rid of it. Rising, centering out to the line. Bresnahan avoids the traffic, got a shot through, but the save by Spaniel. And I think the net came off, so face-off going to come back in the Blaine end.
Well, Blaine has to feel pretty good, up 1-0. Just continue to try and play. Obviously, it's early, this first period, but the fact that they've got this lead, Coach Frischman said, our team has been playing, we don't see it in the victories, but our team has been playing better as of late.
Bush gets it to Tyson, swung it down low, too fast for Barsness. Bowden out to the point for Klinzing. That shot blocked by Adams, played out to center. Triplet with speed into the zone. Good angle by Tandon Bush. Kept him from taking it toward the net. This one played in on Durkop, who pokes it to the near boards. Bush swings it around. Klinzing pressured by Adams. Able to collect and get it ahead for Bowden. Saucers it for Barsness, but couldn't control. Bengals slowed along the near boards. Klinzing hammers it. It was deflected into the corner out front. Tyson, rebound, Bowden, a goal. And the Cardinals have evened it up.
Yeah, again, Cardinals trying to applying a little bit of pressure. Bowden with the right place at the right time as that rebound came right back to him. He poked it home. And Cardinals tie it up. That's his 12th goal of the season to go along with 18 assists.
30th point.
30th point.
And Barsness and Tyson will each get assists.
And again, they said they wanted to get that line going a little bit, and they scored the first goal of the game.
Coach Frischman getting an explanation about something. I'm not sure what he's questioning the officials about.
Big win for the girls program last night, a 6-3 win over Rogers.
Huge.
Puts them in a great spot as the section playoffs are just about here.
Yeah, they have one last game on Saturday against Osseo Park Center, and they and who they beat?
Rogers.
Rogers, right.
Yeah, they're right behind them in the standings.
I was going to say, they and Rogers were really, it was the winner of that game should be the number 3 seed.
And that's the 15th win on the year for the girls program. Pretty impressive.
Second assist, Trevor Tyson. Time to go 12 minutes. Golden from Harsness and Tyson. 12 minutes of the first period.
Back to Elfin out front. A huge save, point blank for Spaniel. And then a shot from a ways out. Rebound still loose. Poked out and comes out to center. And the Cardinals, right after getting a goal, brings some good pressure with that second line.
Yeah, now they're out shooting the Bengals, but all of a sudden we saw a little bit of a spark from Coon Rapids, and now they're looking like a different team that first came out in that first portion of this first period.
Caden Alphin into the zone, cuts across the top. Bresnahan looking out front, and Tyson couldn't quite get a stick on it. Good thought, just doesn't quite click. Good step up by Tandon Bush to take away that pass. Can't get the centering attempt through Parent. And the Bengals back the other way. Triplett into the zone, snaps it in. Durkop the save, and the cover, a face-off to his left with 3:38 to go, period one.
Yeah, Durkop realized that that first one came off his chest and bounced right in front of him, and smartly made sure that that he brought that one in for the faceoff.
Quick opportunity for Adams off the faceoff, but not a lot on that one, and we'll try again.
Well, let's see how good your memory is. So I believe Caden Parent, number 17 for the Bengals. I think he had a sister who was really good that played for the Bengals. Does that ring a bell to you?
Yes.
Was she a goaltender? I don't know if she was a goaltender, but I do remember the name.
Lindsay? Parent? Nope, I'm not going to go. I'm stopping to guessing.
No.
I think you are correct, but my memory is not good when it comes to those things. Nice pass from Cleansing to Tyson, but his shot blocked by Parent. Tried to center. Bowden out front. Barsness shut down by Spaniel, who came out to challenge. Top line starting to buzz a little bit in the offensive end here late in the first period. But a short shift this time as Alphin's group comes back out. Face off into the corner. Played behind, hops over, Golan's stick. Shaughnessy gets it to Sutherland with speed down the wing. Stops at the top of the circle, waits. Pass taken away by Cleansing. Ahead for Golan. Golan. Shot deflected up and out of play.
Yeah, after that goal by the Bengals, you really seen the Cardinals step up their play. Not a lot of time here left in this first period. We're knotted up at 1.
Bresnahan shot blocked by Shaughnessy. Espinoza gets it back to the point. Walks to the middle looking for that backdoor deflection. Golan was there, but Spaniel able to get a stick on it. That one deflected in on goal by Espinoza. Tie up along the near boards. Poked out to center by the Bengals. Novak gets to it first. Gets it to Bresnahan, and now Golan. Golan will dump it cross ice. Espinoza ties up. Alphin has the puck. Plays it across the top of the crease. Poked out to center by Nadolny. And Avery will send it in deep to the Cardinal end. Zach Novak behind his own net. Reverses for Bresnahan. Looking to stretch it. Golan didn't realize he had another man flying behind him. It was Gavin Spa fresh off the bench. Bresnahan with a hit on Nadolny at center ice. In deep, Hazelwood lost the handle, but then the pass to the point taken away by Rising, who gets to center and dumps it in deep. Schwartz up the boards for Adams. Flips it ahead too far for Triplett. Cleansing will stop up and now send it back behind his net to Bush. Spa, cross ice. Cleansing. Trying to go back across the grain. Cut off by Adams. Gets it back out to center. Rising. Leaves it for Cleansing. Cardinals regrouping in their own end. Bush will skate through center. Lost the handle. Hazelwood snaps it. And it's gloved by Spaniel for a face-off with 1:05 left in the period.
The Cardinals like to see if they can get a little pressure here with that last 105 and see if they can take the lead before going into the break.
Cardinals win the draw, down to the point. Barsness in close, denied by Spaniel. The net comes off again. And the Bengals were going to have an opportunity to break the zone and maybe even create an odd man rush, but instead the net's off and we'll try again. It was a good set play out to the point.
It was.
And Bresnahan with a good look to Barsness down low and maybe a little too tight, and Spaniel takes away the angle. Face-off win comes out of the zone though. Bush will play it across to Cleansing at his own blue line. In the middle is Bowden. Bowden tacks down the right side into the corner, stops up, staying away from Gilbertson. Tyson tied up there by Goose. Gilbertson on him now. To the line, not out. Bush across, Cleansing played it in deep. It was deflected into the corner. Sutherland has Bowden tied up, takes him to the ice, and the Bengals able to clear the zone down to the final 15 seconds of this first period. Bowden to Barsness, back to Bowden. He'll just send it in deep, and that'll do it. For period number one, the Bengals came out with a roar. They got the early lead, but the Cardinals control the last half of the period, find the equalizer, and after a period, it's 1-1 between Coon Rapids and Blaine. We'll take a break, be back with period number two. You're watching not ESPN, CTN Light coverage of boys high school hockey. Back at the crick, just about ready to drop the puck on period number 2. Joe Yond, Howie Shapiro, and the CTN Light crew of Will and Will bringing
Will and Will, I like it.
Bringing you all the action, and it was a weird first period, Howie.
It was.
Ice was tilted to our right in the first half of the period, tilted to our left in the second half. The end of the day, Coon Rapids out shooting the Bengals 17-13, and they are all tied up at 1 apiece.
Well, yeah, and the Bengals had a little momentum going for a while, but I think that goal by Bowden obviously took a little bit of the wind under their sails, and then they started to play a little more with a little more intensity. So it'll be interesting, Joe, to see how they come out in this period. If they pick that same intensity up as that first line is going to get puck drop here, Bowden, Barsness, and Tyson.
Adams and Barsness to draw. Barsness wins it back to Tandon Bush into his own end. Saucers a backhand through center and was taken away by Parent. Just had a nice conversation with his mother. It was Ramsey Parent.
Yes, absolutely.
Ramsey is the first name that we were missing.
That's the one we were missing. And give a shout out to, I believe, her parents in South Dakota who are watching the game. They made sure that they let her know that we were talking about them.
Well, and hi to Mom and Dad in South Dakota. Absolutely. Thanks for watching. That shot deflected, ends up behind the net. Adams trying to bring it out front. Taken away by the Cardinals. Tyson able to knock it down, trying to get around the corner on Gilbertson, but can't. Adams knocked down the pass. Tipped off of Barsness' stick. Bowden trying to get it back to him. That hit his skate. Bengals come to center, played across. Lions had it go through his skates, but he was on the way to the bench. Zach Novak ahead, stopped up just in the zone by Schwark, who sends it back to the Coon Rapids end. Bresnahan will sweep it around with Nadolny coming hard. Slowed, shot from the point by Gilbertson, turned away with a stick by Durkop. Puck bounces up and over. Golan lifting a stick on Sutherland to try and get it out of the zone, but Sutherland got it in deep. Finally able to get it out. Avery plays it right back in. Nadolny was stuck in the zone. This one played across for Espinoza. Espinoza looking for Alphin. It was poked away from him by Sutherland. Espinoza back out to Novak, and he'll swing it into the corner. High bouncing puck comes out to center. Alphin back to the blue line for Novak. Espinoza into the zone. He's played off the puck by Long. Puck comes free. Espinoza tried to backhand it. Long able to block it, and now the Bengals come to center. Shaughnessy can't control. Sent back out, then back in. Shaughnessy touched, so that's offside.
Just one shot on goal so far here early in the second period. That's by the Bengals. But Cardinals coming out with a little bit of fire here. Offensively, they haven't had anything click at this point, but it's early in this period.
Well, neither team able to find any real rhythm in this first couple of minutes. Face-off win. Bush able to get around the corner on Jorgensen. Carries into the corner, tried to center, broken up. Hazelwood flipped it toward the front, but that didn't make it through either. Parent can't clear. Hazelwood trying to get back toward the net. Parent recovers and will skate to center. Parent tried to drop, broken up by the Cardinals. Spa will send it to Rising. Rising will get the red line and dump it in deep. He gives chase on the far side. Sutherland slips a check. Plays it off the glass out, all the way down. That'll be icing and a face-off coming back in the Blaine end. Exactly 14 minutes remaining, period number 2.
Blaine just getting a line change, trying to clear a little bit of that pressure out of their zone. And I asked Coach Frischman, what are some of the keys? And he said, we just really have to outwork Coon Rapids tonight. And that coming in here, and you saw that early in that first period. They really have done a good job. Did a good job of that.
Barsness at the top of the zone, flips it over on the backhand. Lions able to sweep it out to center. Cardinals back into their own zone to regroup. Pass deflected in by Bowden. Sutherland, first one there, pressured by Tyson in the corner. Puck comes free. Swept along by Gilbertson. Tyson got his stick in his skates. And the Bengals will get their first power play of the evening as Trenton Tyson will go for the trip.
Well, the Cardinals penalty kill unit hopes to do the same thing that the Bengals penalty kill unit did to the Cardinals in that first period and limit them to 0 shots.
Alphen and Bowden out for the penalty kill for the Cardinals. Alphen able to win the draw, backhands it out to center where it's recovered by Caden Parent. Sutherland slowed but gets into the zone, pressured by Bowden. Novak bumps him to the board, dug free by Triplett. Triplett carries behind, fans on the pass. Bresnahan trying to pry it loose. Alphen gets a hold of it and sends it 200 feet down ice. Bowden able to get a steal along the far board. Recovered by Gilbertson, but then taken away by Alphen, and here's Bresnahan. He's got Bowden with him on a 2-on-1. Pass back, broken up, a rebound and a goal! Bowden has his second of the night. Parrott was trying to get it back behind the net, instead played it in off the keeper, and Eli Bowden jumps on a loose puck and gets a shorthanded goal.
Yeah, not much the Bengal goaltender could do about that one, because that one rebounded off and Bowden easily puts that behind Spaniel.
Wish we had a replay.
Yeah, I know.
Caden Parent is glad we don't.
Yeah, I'm sure he is very glad that we don't have one.
He did a great job blocking the pass out front. He went to clear it to the corner and just got it off the keeper instead, and it went right to Eli Bowden with a wide open net. And this is a Coon Rapids team that likes to score shorthanded. Well, they have like 15, 16 goals shorthanded this year.
Yeah, they've been very successful shorthanded.
Cleansing took Goose into the boards, and that's going to cost the Cardinals another penalty. Long shot from the middle, deflected to the corner. Cleansing touches up. And I assume this will just be a 2-minute boarding call, as I think it was Wilson Goose over there, and he kind of turned at the last moment, but they're going to discuss it to determine what this penalty should be.
The Cardinals at least will play, it's a 2-minute. They put 2 minutes up on the clock, so they'll play 5-on-3 for 36 seconds. An opportunity for the Bengals to see with, now with the 2-skater advantage, if they can try and tie this one up.
Yeah, it's a big face-off here. They've got Tyler Barsness out there to take it against Wilson Goose. Goose able to win the draw, back to Parent. Walks to the middle, across for Schwark. Back to Parent, a one-timer, misses just wide. Steal by Bresnahan in the corner, ahead to Barsness. Barsness racing down the wing against Schwark, cuts across. Has a shot, he scores!
Oh, what a goal.
2 shorthanded goals, and the Cardinals have a 3-1 lead.
We've talked about Barsness all season long. What great hands, great speed. He just did a really good job of controlling the puck and getting around the defender and then putting it past Spaniel. That was a pretty goal, Joe.
Rowan Bresnahan going to pick up an assist on both shorthanded goals. But that one against a 5-on-3, he entered the zone 1-on-1, but they had 2 strong back checkers. He cut across and let the traffic run into itself, and then he just absolutely shelved it. I'm not sure how he found a hole from that angle, but he did. 10 seconds left on the 2-man advantage. Parrott scores! Snapshot. just over the pad and below the blocker on the right side.
Just
only shot of the power play so far.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Bengals. Parent able to put it in the back of the net after the Cardinals went up 3-1.
14 seconds is all it takes for Blaine to answer.
That's the 4th goal of the season for Caden Parent. And I know his grandparents in South Dakota have to be smiling. They got to be happy their grandson lit the lamp.
His team still trails, but still has a minute 25 on the power play. Sutherland down the left wing, sets up, tried to play it back to the point. Long just trying to hold. Parent couldn't. Flipped up high by Bowden over the top. Alphin behind, gets tripped up, and here's a penalty going to go against Parent for the trip. And we'll play some 4-on-4 hockey. And this second period has gotten off to a very fast start.
Yeah, it's been fun. I really like the pass. Put some air underneath that puck, allow him to skate to it. And I think that's, the play that the Blaine Bengal player had to make because he was in alone. So there's a minute 9 left on Klinsing's penalty. And Parent gets the penalty, so he's out for 2 minutes.
So 4-on-4 for a little more than a minute. Tandon Bush weaving in, scores!
Well, you talk about action, Joe. There's been a lot of it here in period number 2. That gives him that 2-goal cushion back. And that was a pretty goal.
Second goal of the season for Tandon Bush, his 10th point. Rowan Bresnahan also came in with 9 points. He's got a couple of assists in this period, both on shorthanded goals. So at 4:48, Coon Rapids took a penalty. At 5:06, Coon Rapids scored a shorthanded goal. At 5:20, I got to go back a little further. In the last minute and a half, there's been like 6 entries on the score sheet. That pass a little too far for Barsness and will be icing. I didn't hear. I think they may have given Bresnahan an assist on the Barsness goal, or on the assist on the Bush goal as well, so he'd have 3 assists in the period if that's the case. This one played in behind the defense. Bowden racing, and Spaniel just gets it out of there. Sutherland and Avery in just a touch too early, so offside. 28 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4.
Yeah, that first line for Coon Rapids, boy, do they have speed.
Yes. But in a minute and a half, you had a Coon Rapids goal, a Coon Rapids penalty, another Coon Rapids goal, a Blaine penalty, and a Coon Rapids goal. A wild second period. That pass cut off behind, centering attempt, gets through. Stopped by Durkop, puck still loose. Clear doesn't go. Centering attempt by Goose didn't make it through out front. Played to the line, but not out. That deflected off of a body out front and just missed wide. Bresnahan avoids a check and then gets away from Goose again, and now Coon Rapids on the power play. Alphin down the right wing, flips a backhand off the side of the net, gets the puck right back and out to the point for Bresnahan. Down low, Bowden to the top of the circles, flips it across to Barsness. Back to Bowden. Bowden looking for room. Bresnahan back to Barsness, will shoot. Rebound loose. Cardinals not able to jump on it. They get it back to Barsness, back to Alphin. He mishandled a bit, but circles in the corner. Out to the point and now across. 10 seconds left in the advantage. To Barsness walking in, looking for that back door, and it got deflected and ended up wide. Alphin misses just wide. Barsness trying to center. The penalty to Parent is over. We're back to 5-on-5 with 9:15 to play in the second. It was a 1-1 game after the first period. Coon Rapids, 2 shorthanded goals followed by a power play goal for the Bengals, and then a 4-on-4 goal for the Cardinals. And we have a 4-2 Coon Rapids lead.
It has definitely been a wild one here in the second period. And Cardinals scoring those 3 goals here to get that 4-2 lead.
So, yeah, the Cardinals scored 3 times in just over a minute and a half, and there was a Blaine goal in the middle. Cardinals get it turned around. Nolan Hazelwood down the right side. He's slowed there by Schwark. Tied up along the boards. Schwark gets it to the line. Bush able to hold. Flips it just over the stick of Rising. Parent recovers off the board. Gets past a check from Hazelwood. Parent through center. Into the Coon Rapids zone. Had it taken away by Cleansing. Continues to poke away at it. It comes to Hazelwood. He dumps it ahead. Cleansing a shot and a save by Spaniel. He'll hold for the faceoff. We're just over midway through the period.
Well, it's interesting, I'm sure, what Coach Frock had to say to the guys in the locker room. They know this is just a 3-win team, and he feels this is an important game for them because they need to get a win under their belts.
And they're in section.
They struggle. Yep, and I was just going to say they're section.
Gilbertson pitchforks it ahead, settled by Nadolny. He'll dump it into the far corner. Avery winning a race to it in front of Novak. Tried to play it out front, deflected behind instead. Barsness leaves it there before taking a hit. Bengals get the turnover. Cardinals get it right back. Tried to play it ahead to Tyson. He was tripped up. Bowden tried to reach back to stay onside, but timing a little off, and the whistle sounds. Tie up on the draw. Golan comes in to retrieve the loose puck. Gets it into the zone. Backs hands it toward the net. Steered to the corner by Spaniel. Bengals tried to clear, but can't. Alphin down low. Golan is shot. Saved Spaniel. Espinoza recovers in the far corner. Out to the point. Bresnahan will shoot through traffic. The save and the cover by Zane Spaniel.
Yeah, that shot right into the pads of Spaniel. He realized he better cover that one up. There were a couple of white jerseys. Espinoza was right there for the Cardinals.
Puck played into the corner. Espinoza ties up. Golan stopped the clear attempt, but one right back by Sutherland. Sutherland skates through center, down the right wing. Spins, sends it toward the front, deflected away by Alphin, and Triplett will send it in behind for the Bengals. Up the board, Sutherland holds at the blue line. That shot deflected, didn't get through. Still loose out front, comes free to Golan. He tried to go across the zone. Puck changes hands several times, and here's Lyons with speed down the right wing. A shot, Durkop the save. Rebound cleared to Golan. Across, out of the reach of Cleansing. He'll wait for it at the red line. Alphin couldn't handle the pass cleanly, but able to get into the zone onside. Golan out front, Espinoza redirects, and Spaniel makes the save. Adams turns to the corner, can't get it past Golan. Those two tie up. Puck still loose. Golan gets it to Alphin as he takes a hit. Alphin on the backhand, deflected up and over. Tandon Bush comes down. Not enough to get past Parent. Parent gets it ahead. That was in the skates of Lyons. Bresnahan right back ahead for Alphin. Alphin trying to cut across, had it swept off his stick. Adams clears. Bush stops it up and sends it back in deep. Parent in the corner, takes a bump, keeps the puck. Another bump from Spy. He circles back, has some room, and gets it over for Gilbertson. Gilbertson, cross ice, too far, but it's going to direct right in on Durkop, and he will cover up as the Bengals bring a little pressure.
So far with the 5:41 remaining in period number 2, Cardinals with the 4-2 lead and out shooting the Bengals by a 28-20 margin.
Face-off win by the Bengals, but the Cardinals jump on the loose puck. Tyson sends it in deep. Schwark will carry it up through center and dump it in deep and give chase. He'll get it right back center, and that came all the way through. Jorgensen fires wide. Shot from the boards by Gavin George, stopped up and held. Barsness able to come away with the puck, get it ahead to Bowden across. Parent got a piece of it before Tyson could handle it. Tyson behind the net has it poked away by Schwark. Barsness up top for Bresnahan. He shoots through traffic. Easy stick save for Spaniel. Up top, Barsness down low. Tyson had it poked away at the last second. Great reaction by Zane Spaniel. Tyson out of the corner, looks, waits, leaves it off. Bresnahan to the bottom of the circle, trying to come out front, poked away again. Another good stick check from Spaniel. Played to center, Novak across, Bresnahan will send it in deep.
Yeah, the Bengals just trying to alleviate some pressure. Good job for Coon Rapids to not let him do that.
Grant Nadolny comes in and pressures, forces a turnover into the zone. Continues to pressure on the puck into the corner. Cardinals able to get it out to center. Sutherland will send it right back in deep as he takes a bump from Spa. Gavin Spa trying to get it back to Bresnahan. Now Hazelwood for Coon Rapids off the board. Too far for Tyson. That'll be icing. And a face-off back into Coon Rapids end. 3:39 to go in this second period.
Yeah, good thought by the Cardinals trying to spring Tyson.
Bengals opened the scoring 6:15 into the first period. The Cardinals answered with 5 minutes remaining in the first frame and then came out and scored 2 shorthanded goals here in the second to take a 3-1 lead. Bengals got a power play goal from Caden Parent, and the Cardinals got a 4-on-4 goal from Tandon Bush to push it back to that 2-goal lead, and that's where we stand now at 4-2. Deflected through center by Nadolny. Cleansing reverses for Bush. He's got room. Long pass ahead for Espinoza at center. Into the zone, trying to leave it. Good stick there by Dolk. Down low, a chance in close for Alphin was stopped up, and the Bengals clear. Long racing to it. Good stick check and body control by Tandon Bush to get the puck. Alphin into the zone, bumped off it. Chance for Golan, misses wide. Bush just chops it off the boards along the near side. Gavin George back the other way for the Bengals. He's slowed as he enters the zone. Cardinals send it back the other way. Caden Alphin trying to enter, but Golan was tied up and would have been offside. Bodies flying, and Bengals end up offside.
Well, Cardinals doing such a great job of taking control of this hockey game here in period number 2 with that 2-goal lead.
Hazelwood able to dangle through some traffic, get control, and send it in deep. Novak steps up but can't hold the line. Comes back to the Coon Rapids end. Spa sends it in on Durkop, and Durkop will cover up. That's another Cardinal sending it right in on his goal.
Said, hey, keep it away from me. But Durkop smartly obviously just covers.
Hazelwood through center. Pass gets away from Luke Rising into the corner. Sutherland flips it to the near side. Gilbertson sends it out to center. Novak turns it around for Coon Rapids. Sutherland circling in front of his own net and now back into the corner. Gilbertson pass, knocked down and sent back in deep by Eli Bowden. Spaniel will leave it there for Sutherland. Bengals able to get it back out to center. Cardinals regroup at center ice, send it back in deep. Bowden on the forecheck. Gilbertson around for Triplett. One-touch pass taken away by Tyson and sent back in. Gilbertson up the boards. Triplett stops it up. Bush jumped on the loose puck. A one-timer for Bowden. Didn't get much on it and sent it wide. Bowden looking for Bush at the back door, and then across Barsness a chance, and Spaniel able to slide across and make the save. Bowden to Bresnahan up top, a deflection out front, ends up just wide. Bengals find room and just clear at the length of the ice, but it's not going to have enough for icing. So the Bengals will hustle up a line change. Cardinals trying to catch him, but the pass got away from Bowden. Bush, center ice. Trying to hold on off Avery, who threw a little bit of a headlock in there, but no call. Tyson. Nice little toe drag to get around one more guy. Into the corner. That pass deflected and ends up behind the net. Bush down low. Barsness to the slot. Taken away by the Bengals. Avery for Schwark. Schwark had it chopped away by Klinzing. Recovers in the corner as the final seconds are coming up. That chance stopped up by Durkop with just about a second and a half remaining. And the Cardinals will get to the locker room up by 2. It was all about the special teams in the second period. Coon Rapids with 2 shorthanded goals. The Bengals a power play goal. And then the Cardinals a 4-on-4 goal. And they go to the third period up 4-2. We'll have that for you after a break on CTN. Back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center, Coon Rapids leading Blaine 4-2 as we get set to start the third period. A wild, wild second period full of special teams tallies. Cardinals scoring 5, shorthanded 5-on-4, then did themselves one even better by scoring 5-on-3. And then Blaine capitalized on that 5-3 advantage. And then took a penalty of their own and end up with a Coon Rapids 4-on-4 goal. Very strange period.
Yeah, it was a fun one for the Cardinals.
Alphen's pass goes right through the slot. Bush directs it right back across the top of the crease.
I see a penalty.
And we are going to get a Bengal penalty early on and put Coon Rapids on the power play.
Well, something the Bengals did not want to see here early on is now all of a sudden they've got the skater disadvantage, and the Cardinals will put that top power play line out there. See if they can add to their lead early in this third period.
Nathan Luong called for interference. Tyson holds at the far side. Gilbertson gets it back. This one is cleared up and out. Bresnahan will chase back into his own end and get the Cardinals restarted. Cardinals 0 for 2 on the power play, just one shot. Their second power play was short, was just about a minute.
Yeah, they're playing better shorthanded.
Is not an incorrect statement.
Exactly.
Bowden skates to the top of the zone. Lost the handle a bit. Triplett thought he was going to be off to the races, but he chopped it into his own bench instead.
Yeah, he would have had a great chance. He's able to control that puck and get it in front of him.
Face off to the left of Zane Spaniel. Tied up along the end boards. Espinoza battling with Schwark. Alphen in there to help. Puck comes free, and the Bengals clear at the length of the ice. Just over halfway through this power play, swept away by Durkop. The Bengals get there first. Jorgensen's shot, saved to the corner. Centering pass, taken away by Bush. Saucers it for Alphen. Alphen into the zone, cuts through the defender, but can't get control of the puck to put a shot on goal. Bengals able to get it and clear it away again. Cleansing quickly to Alphen at the Blaine blue line. Sends it in and around. Sutherland bumped off the puck by Bowden. Bowden will recollect the loose puck, try and duck a check by Parent, picked up by Sutherland. Sutherland into the zone, takes the shot, gloved by Durkop, and we'll have a face-off in the Coon Rapids end. 7 seconds left on their power play and 0 shots on goal. And once again, just not able at all to get any offensive zone possession.
Well, give credit to the Bengals penalty kill unit. Again, they're getting it down ice quickly, letting Coon Rapids set up in there in the Bengal end.
Sutherland fanned on the pass. Spy able to spring it to the other end. Rising puts the shot on. Saved and poked away by Spaniel. As the power play comes to an end, the Cardinals do get one last shot. Bengals play it off the glass and out. Rising back into his own zone for Novak. Shoveled in by Spa. Spaniel will stop it up behind for Sutherland. Long pass doesn't click. Bresnahan waits at center. Turns away from Luong. Gets it to Hazelwood in the middle. Into the zone. Leaves it for Rising. He takes a hit. as he pitchforks it in deep. Dalk squeezed to the boards. Hazelwood able to come away with the puck. Dalk able to bump him off it. Bowden out front and then pass just a little bit behind Luke Rising. Comes all the way back out to center. Bresnahan in, flips it right into the glove of Spaniel and will face it off in the Blaine end with 13:21 on the clock.
Yeah, Cardinals making a little bit of an adjustment by putting Bowden out on. Oh no, never mind. He was out different. He was out with another line earlier, but
Power play.
On the power play, correct.
Bengals able to gain control off the draw. Shaughnessy gets to center. Poked away from him, but the Bengals able to keep the pressure on into the Cardinals' end. Parent holds at the blue line and now comes free to center. Goose gets it turned around, swept in by Jorgensen. Cleansing from behind his own net. Speed to get through traffic into the zone. Trying to slip through a defender, held up by Parent. Parent comes away with the loose puck. Jorgensen to the line, but not out. Tyson overskated it and knocked away. And now played in deep by Wilson Goose. Goose. Schwark gets there first. Tried to center, that was deflected back behind. Tyson able to get control for the Cardinals momentarily. Trying to split defenders, they all go to the ice, and Triplett ends up with the puck for Blaine. Schwark puts it into the back of the official. Bowden able to kick it free out front. Tyson tried to go against the grain and sent it wide into the far corner.
That was a tough shot to try and get it into the wide side of the net.
Bengals able to break out. Stolen right back by Bresnahan. He'll just float it into the far corner. Stopped up there for Gilbertson. Anders Gilbertson will skate to center. Trailed by Alphen. Alphen with the steal. Right back on the attack. Goes wide, shoots high. Stick save. It was off the shaft of the stick and up out of play.
Well, Cardinals doing a good job of turning the Bengals over in their end. Obviously get another opportunity to get a shot on net.
Face-off win for Alphen. Bresnahan misses just wide. Espinoza off the far board. He's tied up, able to get a stick on it. Tried to flip it to Golan, but going to the ice to break that up was Long. Long with speed, cutting back across against Novak. Lost the puck, flipped back out to center by the Cardinals. And the Bengals are going to get a penalty as there was a tie-up behind the play. And the stick slashed out of the hands of Nick Espinoza.
Well, as you talked about, Cardinals haven't been successful yet on their power play. Another opportunity to see if they can do so here with 11:23 remaining and up by 2.
Alex Dalk picking up the infraction. Dalk had the first goal of the game for the Blaine Bengals. Bengals able to get to the loose puck, play it all the way down, and make the Cardinals go 200 feet.
Final penalty is 5:37. Dalk and the Bengals off for slashing. 5:37 for the third period.
Barsness with speed down the left wing. Trying to get around the corner on Sutherland, lost the puck. Bowden steals it right back to the point. Bresnahan back to Bowden, to Bresnahan. Bowden up top, trying to stay away from Jorgensen. Hands it off. Bresnahan. Wrist shot, misses wide. Bowden recovers off the end board. Circles. To Barsness. Tried to go through the seam to Bresnahan, and we have the net off of its moorings once again.
Yeah, I like the thought, too. The way they weaved it in through, Bowden did a nice job of setting that up and then trying to push that pass across ice.
Bowden off the draw, flipping it over for Tyson. Tyson will send it in deep. Espinoza centering. Bresnahan walking in, a shot, a save by Spaniel. Back door, Tyson's shot blocked wide. Barsness tried to send it out front and then tried to flip it over the net. Spaniel's stick is behind the net, and now the net is 3 or 4 inches off of its moorings. 52 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, fortunately for the Bengals, as you mentioned, Spaniel's stick got away from him. So he gets the opportunity to regroup. Under a minute remaining on the power play for Coon Rapids.
Tyson circles away from the pressure provided by Lions. Near side for Bresnahan. Cuts through the zone. Tried to get back door off the post for Barsness.
Wow. Got a pretty pass to him as well. Cardinals out shooting the Bengals 35-25 now.
Tyson into the zone, sets up in the right corner. Pressured. Tried to get it to Bowden. It hopped away. Puck bouncing around. Played to the line and out. Bresnahan will back up as the final seconds tick off on the penalty for the Bengals. So at least able to get a couple of shots on that power play, but not able to put one home. And another goal here. I mean, you're talking about a Blaine team that has had a rough year. Just 3 wins, and they've only scored more than 1 goal. This is the 5th time this season. So they've only scored 4 one time all year.
They came in averaging, I believe, 1 goal a game.
1 goal a game, 20 goals in 20 games. So it's definitely an uphill challenge for this Bengal team to put 4 on the board, but you know that another one could essentially seal the deal for the Cardinals.
Yeah, with 9:11 remaining, they just tried to spring someone, but it looked too long.
Hazelwood fires it into the corner. Bengals get there first. Parent rips it around. They get out to center, but Cleansing gets it turned around for the Cardinals. Spa took a big hit, rising a shot. Stick saved by Spaniel. Spa takes another bump. Held in by Cleansing. Bush will take it off the board. A shot that misses wide. Cleansing at the near point will send it back down low to Spa. He was looking out front, but Rising was tied up. Hazelwood chops it back to the point. Bush will send it back in deep. Hops over Hazelwood's stick behind the net. Hazelwood lost the stick. Bengal fans want the hooking call. Cardinal fans want the holding call.
Neither one got called.
Neither gets the call. Cleansing sidesteps some pressure, gets around Luong and picks up speed into the zone. Leaves it off for Espinoza. Tried to get it deep. Hazelwood is able to chop it into the corner where it's recovered by Schwark. Around for Avery, kicked at by Bowden, or by Bush rather, to keep it in. One of those names that starts with B. There's a few of them on this Cardinal squad. Schwark off the board for Nadolny, crossed him up a bit. Avery recovers, sends it in, and gives chase. Avery squeezed off of it by Tandon Bush. Bush able to knock down the dump attempt, stay with it, get it out to center. Golan can't get around Gilbertson. At the line, Bush with it again at center. Back to Bresnahan, ahead for Golan. Golan circles into the zone. Centering attempt, deflected up and over. Avery recovers. His pass deflected as he was looking for Lyons headed to center. Bresnahan back down the boards. Centering. Good steal again by Alphen as he sends it in deep. Bresnahan. 3 assists for Rowan Bresnahan in that second period on all 3 Coon Rapids goals. Adams dumps it in for Blaine. Novak ahead for Alphen. Caden Alphen stops up. Tried to get it to Bowden. It was behind him a bit. Parent tied up by Bowden, but got rid of the puck. Alphen gets a steal. Back down low for Bowden in the corner. Back to Alphen in the slot. A shot, a save, a rebound pushed wide by Tyson. Bowden recovers off the board. Finds Tyson in the circle. Across for Bresnahan, and he lost the handle as he went to shoot. He had a lot of net to look at. Schwark to the other end. His teammates getting a line change. He walks in and puts it right into the lap of Austin Durkop. Durkop looking over his shoulder, make sure it didn't sneak through.
Cardinals peppering Spaniel. Already 40 shots now on net for Coon Rapids. And again, there are a couple of good opportunities. Just couldn't put it behind them.
Eli Bowden trying to weave his way through Sutherland. Sutherland stays with him, ends up with the loose puck. Head for Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy dumps it right in on Durkop, and he'll cover it up for another faceoff.
Time running out for the Bengals here. 5:54 remaining in period number 3.
Bengals win the draw. Jorgensen shoots it into the far corner. His first one there, and he pokes it back in deep. Behind the net is Shaughnessy tied up. Centering attempt by Jorgensen comes back out to center and then shoveled back in by Gilbertson. Bush, cross ice to Tyson. Will take it in deep, short angle shot, saved and smothered by Spaniel.
Spaniel had to act quickly as that rebound came out in front of him.
Face-off win for Alphen. Bresnahan waits. Tried to poke it around his man, then got it down low to Golan. Shot in close, turned away by Spaniel. Espinoza trying to settle the bouncing puck. It's played to the near boards. Golan gets it back down low. Espinoza out front, turned away by Schwark. Recovered by Parent in the corner for Blaine. Moves it ahead for Avery down the left wing. He'll fire it in. Long rebound. Save made by Durkop on the second chance. Net comes off.
A great opportunity for the Bengals there.
C.J. Sanderson came sliding in on the rebound attempt and ends up taking the net off, so the faceoff will come outside the zone. Little less than 5 minutes remaining in this third period. Barsness wins the draw, cleansing across to Bush. Looking to get it to Tyson. It was deflected, broken up. Bowden forces it back in. Tyson trying to get control and then sent it just wide. Bowden with a steal in the corner. He spun Lyons around, and the net is off once more.
Yeah, I love watching Eli Bowden out there.
It'll be interesting to hear what the referee is talking to Zane Spaniel about. It has come off behind him quite a few times. Could that be a warning?
Could possibly.
Don't know, but
no better way to stall something.
They will give a delay of game penalty if it happens too often and they feel it's intentional. This one played into the Cardinal zone, and we have a Cardinal penalty.
Eli
Bowden arguing his case, but he's headed for the sin bin with 4:20 to go.
Blaine hopes to come here with now in the power play. See if they can score quickly.
Well, this is an almost must-score situation
absolutely.
for the Bengals late in the game. Down 2 with the power play. They've given up 2 shorthanded goals, though. Sutherland through traffic. That hit Shaughnessy out front and ended up in the corner. Bengals able to recover. Jorgensen in the near corner had to catch up with it. Back to the point for Sutherland. Jorgensen lost the handle. A turnaround chance for Shaughnessy denied by Durkop. Sutherland up top for Parent walking in. Tried to go to his backhand. Sutherland is shot. That deflects up and out of play.
Well, the Bengals know, just like you said, this is a must opportunity for them. If they want to stay in this game and try and get back into it, because time is definitely running down, not in their favor.
Yeah,
3:49 remaining.
Pucks and bodies to the net.
Yep, exactly.
Goose will take the draw against Caden Elfin for the Cardinals. They tie up. Kicks free to Parent. Parent walking in. On the backhand, that was deflected and ends up in the corner. Cross ice pass. Goose couldn't handle it cleanly. He's pressured by Bush. Gets it down to Shaughnessy in the corner. Shaughnessy takes a hit by Bush. Klinzing comes away with the puck. Klinzing troubled, but able to play it all the way down.
Yeah, alleviate some of that pressure. Bengals getting some fresh skaters on the ice.
Sutherland spinning away from the pressure by Elfin. Pass mishandled by Parent. Comes loose to Bush, and he sends it right back into the Bengal end. Triplet behind for Sutherland. Cross for Parent, and now Triplet. Down the right wing. Cuts to the middle. Across the top of the circle, shoots wide. Played back out to Gilbertson at the point. Tipped on its way through, and Durkop able to make the save. Bengals hack it away at it. It comes up in the end in the far corner. Schwark. That's blocked by Elfin. Knocked down by Golan. He'll play it off the boards all the way down. As we're down to the final 10 seconds of the man advantage for the Bengals. Gilbertson trying to outrace Elfin. Tied up at center ice. And that'll do it for the penalty to Eli Bowden. But we're going to get another penalty. And I think this one's going to be against the Bengals for a high stick.
I believe you're correct.
And just added an unsportsmanlike, as Gilbertson had some words for the official on his way to the bench. So that'll put Coon Rapids on the power play for almost the majority of the contest.
Yeah, with
remainder of the contest,
correct.
I was going to say. Yep, they give him a double minor. Yeah. Unsportsmanlike, so it will be the remainder.
The Bengals are going to call timeout with 2:17 remaining. And, they're in.
Yeah, you got to settle the nerves a little bit and reel in the emotions.
You do. It's important.
I mean, this isn't the victory not sealed yet for the Cardinals, but Bengals need something good to happen right away.
Quickly. And
they need to be able to create some opportunities shorthanded.
Yeah, but it's not going to be easy skating 4 on 5. Good times never seen so good, Joe.
Cardinals 2 minutes, 17 seconds away from improving their record to 8-11. Referee making sure that Gilbertson has his helmet on in the penalty box as required by high school league rules. Bresnahan had some trouble with it, but gets it across to Barsness. Looking to get through the seam. It hit a skate. Bowden back to Bresnahan up top. Down low to Tyson. Tyson looking back door. Bowden a chance, a glove save for Zane Spaniel.
Bowden right there on the doorstep and right into the midsection of Spaniel.
Official just went over and had a little chat with Anders Gilbertson in the penalty box again. I'm not sure.
It took him a while to get his helmet on because he still had it off when you mentioned something about it.
Well, and clearly he had said something that the ref didn't care for that led to the unsportsmanlike. Bresnahan looking to feed back door, ends up in the far corner. Back out front, and Bowden's got a hat trick.
Boy, what a great feed in the middle to Bowden.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and Bowden, I'll tell you, just made it happen. That's a pretty goal as well. Just a bang play as the hat trick for Eli Bowden here makes it 5-2.
And with that, should pretty much clinch and seal the deal for the Cardinals as they capitalize on the power play. And they'll still have another 2 minutes on the power play. So they will remain on the power play due to the double minor.
Eli Kessler in net now for the last 128.
That's Bennett Moe.
Is it really?
Yeah, sure is. 100%.
Okay, I agree with you.
He's a senior. So Bennett will get a couple of minutes on senior night. This one played in on Spaniel, and he has to scramble to cover. So Bresnahan got another.
Nonetheless, there's a different goalie right now. I'm going to defer to you because
it is Bennett.
I'm going to defer to you.
But yeah, on the roster they have Eli Kessler is 32. Yep. It's Bennett Moe though. Barsness' shot blocker saves Spaniel under a minute to go. Barsness' shot deflected up and over. Confirmed by.
Yes, you are correct. Good to see
confirmed by my eyes for one.
Well, you know him.
Espinoza puts it in there, and a little toe save by Spaniel comes through. Espinoza, another chance, deflected up and over. 35 seconds remaining. Matt Anderson on to take the draw for the Cardinals. Puck poked free by Espinoza, out to the point. Bush across for Klinzing. Klinzing a shot. That was deflected, misses wide, and comes all the way back out to center. Bush back into his own end for it. Long pass ahead was taken away by Schwark. Schwark bumped off it by Espinoza. Klinzing recovers, carries behind, spins away from Luong. Bush happy to just kill the remainder of the clock as the Cardinals will take the 5-2 victory. And it is a rarity for a Coon Rapids hockey team to beat the Bengals in high school. It has not happened often.
Well, they will take it.
In the last decades.
8-11.
I didn't see what happened. How did they knock the net over?
I'm not sure. I think they rushed to give congratulations.
But yeah, special teams came up really big. 4 of the Cardinals' 5 goals come on special teams. 2 shorthanded, 1 power play, and 1 4-on-4. Bengals also had a power play goal. That one came in a 5-on-3 situation. Of course, it was after the Cardinals had scored their 5-on-3 shorthanded goal.
Yeah, nice win for the Cardinals. They needed it. They needed to put the puck in the net. They needed to score 5 goals because they've been a little lack lately in terms of scoring the puck, but they'll take it and get the win.
And that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Lights. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. Again, the final score is Coon Rapids 5 and Blaine 2. From the entire crew, including Will McMillan and Will Riley doing the technical stuff, Howie Shapiro and myself, Joe Yund, on the microphones. Good night, everybody.